What you guys, today we're taking a look at a budget laptop from CHUWI. This is the CoreBook X. Now this is a £295 laptop. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. It also is a 14-inch 2K resolution screen. We'll go into details more in the video later on. You get your power cable here. Yours will be different depending what country you live in, and your small little power adapter right here as well. This supports 65 watts on the USB-C PD fast charging port, and this will charge it up to 50% in 1 hour. It does have 46.2 watt hours of lithium battery built into this actual laptop. There's your warranty card and your user manual. The full specs are right here. You can pause the screen and read these at your own leisure, but it does have an AMD Ryzen 5-7430U processor with 6 cores, 12 threads, and up to 4.3 gigahertz speed. So it's a pretty decent processor in here. The screen is 14-inch, that's 2160 by 1440 resolution. It has an 85% screen to body ratio, that screen. So it's a pretty nice screen on this budget laptop. The graphics are onboard graphics, 2 gigabytes, 1800 megahertz, and it has 100% sRGB color gamut on this screen as well. So Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, and Windows 11 Home. You can see you've got their logo on the front here. Now, at first glances, this is a very well built laptop. Metal chassis on the body. You're sort of expecting to have cutbacks where they've tried to cut back to keep the cost down, but it is very good build quality. Trying to open this up with one hand, as you can see, pretty difficult. Let me just remove this part here because it may have caused a vacuum to hold that down, and I'll try and open it up with one hand one more time. A very good looking and good build quality laptop. Let me try and open it one more time with one hand. It sort of works. So this laptop, you've got pretty good specs, got a good sized touchpad here, a decent keyboard, and you've got a pretty decent screen and long battery life. So it's a pretty good all-round laptop at this sort of price point. You've got a pretty large touchpad here. This is a 5-inch extra large PTP touchpad, which will have all your functionality on it. So pretty nice touchpad here. Pretty well built, as you can see here. I'm pushing down here to see the build quality. Pretty impressive. And again, you do have that super sleek and lightweight 10.9 millimeters at the thinnest point here, which is 1.36 kilograms, which makes this ultra light. So if you've got an aging computer like a Windows 10 PC that's running out of end of life, then something like this might be a great replacement at not great cost. So you've got some anti-slip rubber feet, some ventilation here, and we also have some speakers down the side here, which gives you good sound quality when watching movies. So it's nothing worse than watching a movie with a tinny sound. This gives really good full-bodied sound from these particular speakers here. There's an easy access point right here, which allows you to add more memory in here. If you need to add more memory, you just remove these two screws, and this will be a quick access panel right here. So no need to strip the whole laptop right down just to add some more memory in. Now, this particular model has 16 gigabytes and 512 gigabytes of storage. This can be upgraded. They do sell other models. You can check their website for more information. But with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 megahertz speed, you've got dual channel capabilities right here. SO-DIMM memory, expandable up to 64 gigabytes. And we have 512 PCIe SSD, M.2 2280, and that will allow you to expand up to 1 terabyte inside that slot as well. So you've got plenty room for storage. They do sell other versions, which means you can get more storage right out the box if you needed that. So let's take a look at the ports. We have two USB Type-C ports, one USB 3.0 port, and a HDMI 1.4 port on there as well. On this side, we have a TF card slot, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a USB 3.0 port, and a lock slot right here as well. So you got plenty of ports on here for all your devices that you want to plug in to this actual laptop. There's a little cutout here where you can put your fingers in to open up the lid on the laptop itself. I do sort of think it's half there as a one-handed opening, but again, you're probably going to need two hands if I'm honest. Now, if you wanted to install Linux on here, you could do by just reinstalling the operating system. Let's power it on for the first time. And again, this does have a backlit keyboard on here as well. There's some LED lights up the top here. You've got your function keys up the very top as well. And a pretty nice feel sort of keyboard there for typing. There's very little wiggle room when you're typing, like the actual screen doesn't move around when you're typing. So that's a good thing, because sometimes some budget laptops, when you're typing on them, the actual screen is all moving around. This one is pretty sturdy. Now, it's not the biggest screen in the world. It's a 14-inch screen, but again, for portability, and you get a good quality screen at that 14-inch size. You can see we can turn the backlit keyboard on, so it's good in dark lit rooms. You can see here there's two settings to this, so you've got two brightness settings as well, which is pretty nice. I'll show you the screen in a bit. You just hold the function key down and change it, and you can turn it off as well. It does auto turn off after a while if you don't type on the keyboard for a while. So maybe you've got the backlit keyboard on and you're watching a movie, the actual backlit keyboard will turn off automatically, which is quite a nice added touch. So who's this laptop for? I suppose someone who's going back to uni, or someone who wants something lightweight and portable, or someone who just doesn't want to spend vast amounts of money on a laptop and just wants something to surf the web, do emails and stuff. It does come pre-installed with Microsoft Office as well, which is activated. Another added bonus is during the setup process, it's not forcing you into a Microsoft account. You can literally type on this very comfortably, as you can see right here. Very nice responsive keyboard on this particular laptop. Now, normally on some cheaper budget laptops, the keyboard does let it down, but in this case, I do believe that it is a reasonably good keyboard. Now, at this sort of price point, it's under £300, remember. You're getting Windows 11 Home activated. You're getting Microsoft Office inside here as well, all activated as well. It doesn't force you with a Microsoft account. You can see it during setup, I didn't have to do anything special. It set it up as a local account, which is going to please a lot of people, because some people just don't want to be forced into the Microsoft ecosystem by signing into a Microsoft account. Let me just quickly show the Microsoft Office here, because I do believe this is a pretty good selling point, because people do use Office. I do use Office every single day, and having this already on the system activated rather than a trial version is an added bonus. You can see it is activated right here. The viewing angles on the screen are pretty good as well, as you can see on the side. It's a little bit blurry here. That's just my camera trying to focus, but it is pretty sharp from the side viewing angle. Not that you're going to be watching a video from that side angle. I'm just showing you the quality of the panel itself. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but it is quite a really nice sort of screen. And I do believe another important part is the keyboard, because you're typing on this keyboard quite a bit. So it's important it's responsive and you're getting the keys up on the screen when you're pressing them. You're not having to force them down. It is quite responsive, this keyboard. You're getting a backlit keyboard. You're getting a pretty decent processor on here. It can play some games as well if you're looking for something to play lightweight games. This feature right here, when you push the function key in the space bar, allows you to toggle the fans in the system from eco to turbo if you need to quickly toggle it on if you're doing something. The camera on it here is pretty decent. I'm not going to bother showing you it, because like I've always said, laptop cameras have never been that great. It's great for conference calls and things like that. It does come with its own dashboard as well, like other big manufacturers like Asus and MSI and other these companies that have their own dashboard. It does have all that, and you can get all your information up on the screen, check for updates, check for system optimization and driver updates and things like that inside their dashboard. You've got your Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2. Pretty decent cooling on this particular type of device as well. Let's take a look at the screen quality. Remember, my camera is not doing it justice. My capture card sort of died of death, and I couldn't show you the true quality of it, so you're having to see it through a camera lens. But all in all, it's a pretty decent quality screen. It's a 3.2 aspect ratio. Its screen body to ratio is 85%, and the resolution is 2160 by 1440. And we're getting that 100% sRGB color gamut as well. It means when you're watching a movie, you're getting very vibrant colors and a really good quality picture with really good sound. Now, you can't hear the sound. That's because it's playing some form of music in there as well, and I don't want to be struck for copyright. But at the end of the day, you're getting really good sound quality, and a true representation of that sound is not going to be great through the microphone of the camera. So what you're going to get is pretty good all-round sound with a good picture as well, which I think is a really good selling point for a laptop at this sort of price point. Because let's face it, when you buy cheap laptops, normally the first thing to go is the quality of the screen, and you normally turn them on the side and they just blur out. So here we've got the speed of the actual drive, 3331.92, and that's your reads. Your writes is 2700.79. It's an air disk drive in here. This is going to be upgraded to something that you want to put in yourself. But again, I'm just showing you this so you can actually see rather than stripping the laptop down. Let me give you some benchmark scores so you can see the benchmark score here. So the benchmark score for the CPU on the single core is 1486, multi-core is 4615 on the Geekbench 6 benchmark. And I'll quickly show you the GPU score as well so you can get a good idea of how powerful the GPU is right here. That's 8123 on the OpenGL score for the GPU. I think this GPU is plenty powerful enough. And just to show you how useful and powerful this CPU with the onboard GPU is, it can play some games like from the Microsoft Store. You'll be able to play some games on there, and also some retro games and maybe some other games as well that you might have to turn some of the settings down a little bit, but it will be able to play those games no problem at all. As you can see on the screen, we're playing the game right here. So it's got pretty much everything at that sort of price point. And when CHUWI offered to send this product out for a review, I said, yes, I'll do a review on it and I'll give my honest opinion. No one is reviewing this video before it's released, and no one is telling me what to say, and there's no money changed hands for this review. So what you can see is an honest review with some honest specifications. I know some people like to say it's just a pure advertisement, but I will give you my honest opinion on what I think on the product that I'm reviewing. And I do believe that this is a pretty decent laptop at this sort of price point, especially if people don't have a lot of money to spare. And these times are pretty tough right now. £295 is pretty reasonable for a laptop of this specification. And again, you can also get a discount. We're using the discount code, and I'll leave that link in the video description. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, what you think of the CoreBook X from CHUWI. I do believe it's a pretty decent laptop for that price. And again, like I said, I put it through its paces and it handled it with no problems at all. Temperatures were pretty good. There was no issues there. And you could use this laptop for your day-to-day tasks, and it can even handle video editing as well. Although the screen might be a little bit small for video editing, it can handle it and render it out with that processing power that you have there. Anyway, I think that is going to be about it. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who join my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall catch you in the very next video, or I'll catch you on our Discord server. The link is also in the video description. Bye for now.